Welcome to the show, paranormal parley, chat to make you glow, talking food and sometimes rude, however the live stream rolls. Amazing mods with lightning rods to keep out all the trolls. Fantastic.
Hey, what the weather's like here today. Don't argue with me. I reserve my right as a British person, as an English person, to complain about the heat. And I know I'm not going to win. Between the Aussies and the Americans, especially those in Florida. Actually, there is a slightly cool breeze today. The last 2 days, though, it's been absolutely awful, even at night. The fan's just working, so hopefully it'll stay cool enough for this live stream. I can't get to the top of the comments. Oh, hang on. Music. We need music. I know what I'm doing, really. Backtrack. There we go. Right. Let's see who's here. Let's take that's off. All right. Callum was first 2.5 hours ago. Awesome. I better start with. I'm on AM. It's not AM. Let's start from start time. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. Hang on. It's 2 o'clock. Right, we'll start there. Right. Need a bit of rain with a little cotton. Yeah, as I said in the chat, you can hold the snow. I hate snow. But some cool rain. Actually, a cool breeze would be amazing. I haven't been out yet. I've been going to town either very early in the morning or very late at night when I woke up. So it's not the middle of the day, so I'm going after the live stream. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Hello, I see Ghost Cuts, darling. 26 Fridays till Christmas. Ugh. I actually don't care about Christmas, to be honest. We don't do that much these days, but I do need to, by the end of September, have my Christmas stock up and running for the business. That's my deadline. Lionheart, good to see you. Pinky, it's 11 degrees here in New Zealand. I'd like it to be about 14, 15. Can I choose a temperature? You can have my rain in Virginia. Yeah. Depends if it's cool rain though, doesn't it? Because sometimes the rain doesn't help. It just makes things muggier because it's throwing down more moisture. I see Ghost Cats. It's still hot here in Indiana. Yeah, I know somebody in Indiana who says we have to have thunderstorms today. So far they've been wrong. I know, you kind of hope for the thunderstorm to break the air, but then when you don't get them, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. What happens here is they'll forecast thunderstorms, and there will be thunderstorms, but not necessarily where we are. You hear them in the distance. You sit there thinking, come over here, break us some heat. And they go, no, we're going over this way today. It's winter in New Zealand, -20. Whew. I don't think what the coldest I've ever been in. I think about -10, -12 is about the coldest I've ever been in. I've never been in those sort of extreme cold temperatures, but... Caroline, hello, sweetness. Good to see you, darling. So one day is in the 90s, so 88 is a little cool. I know. It's kind of what we're doing here, actually. It's like 3 degrees cooler than yesterday. It's still an oven, but you psychologically think, well, it's 3 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. Pomp in the chat. Hello, sweetie. I may have exaggerated about the volcanoes popping up all over town, but challenge me on the 1,000 degrees bit. I dare you. The humidity, that's the problem here. It's because I do talk to friends in the US, and they say, oh, you're in the UK, and I'll tell them what the temperature is, and that's nothing. But honestly, in the UK, this is why we're not set up for heat. Very few people have aircon. I'm relying on this fan that's just managing to cool me down slightly, but it's mainly warm air being thrown at me. It gets very, very hot and humid. It's the humidity and the heat factor. When you're in a town, especially if you're in a city, and I'm glad I'm not in the city, but the heat factor bouncing off the buildings here is awful. Shouting lava, lava! So hello to Betty and Pomp and Pinky. That's right, it's good afternoon to you too. Oh, it's so warm. Sandra Peachy. No, hang on, that didn't link. There we go. Sandra Peachy, hello. Debbie, the lovely Debbie. Cat with the skeletons. I must put those new emojis up. I have done some. I liked and shared before coming in. You treasure. You absolute treasure. I shared before I came in. And I also shared Debunk Paranormal's live tonight. If you're UK, it's 7 p.m. So if you're US, it's 2 p.m. If it's Oz, it's middle of the night, it's 4 a.m. But if you're around, please go and show him some love, because he had some crap last week, which I covered in my video. He's very good and he's very nice. Please show him that not everybody in the debunking community is, argumentative, because it was not fair. Ironheart says, hit the slime button. Oh, the other one going live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. UK. Seg's got a boozy birthday live. So that's 6 a.m. East Coast, US, and 7 p.m. Oz. Trying to get. I know. I see, Colleen. We need to try and figure out what's causing our upload problems. I mean, chances are it's your internet, but I mean, as a quick thing, and this has probably been said to you already, if something's not uploading, stop it and try again. That's what I used to do, and I had bad internet. Cat Sweetie, hello. Pinky needs a sneaky Baileys or vodka. The only thing I drink right now is if I don't know if I've got any Corona. I just put Corona in the fridge and have a cool Corona, but I haven't got any lime. I'm not drinking it without lime. Anne Wilkinson, hello. I swear it's getting hotter in here. Dion, evening to you too. Pastor Pervert in the house. I think I'm fighting tonight. Is it me and Raven tonight? I think it's tonight or tomorrow. Can you confirm for me? Clocks. Sam Hain, hello. I hope you're getting it cooler than we are. Spange in the house, lovely Spange. I'm not allowed alcohol on you. Oh no. And if I am, never asked. Hey Elaine. It is tonight. I think it's 9:30 our time. Can somebody confirm that for me as well? Loving the new intro. Thank you. You'll see, if you're sticking around, you'll see my intermission video, and I'm working on a new video at the moment for the Muppets. In the all the community's a Muppet. Seemed apt. Spaghetti makes the community wrestlers. I make them Muppets. Say hello to Betty. I'm sure I'll. Hello. Little Miss Mayhem lurking this morning. You lurk away. I've got a new lurky turkey emoji made. Just got to work out why YouTube aren't taking me emojis. I'll have to do something to them to make YouTube happy. Debbie's diddling dandy. Good to know. Pinky says you're entitled to have a good whinge about the heat. Yeah. It's actually not the heat I mind. It's the it's when it's humid. I spent August in Texas a few years ago and had no problems with it. They're set up for it over there. We're not. We're set up for the cold. Our houses are built to keep the heat in. And sadly, in temperatures like this, they do. But also, it's really killing my COPD. Breathing's an issue. Awesome, Mandy. We'd probably only have, even if it stays like this, we'd probably only by the middle of August it'll all start calming down here. It always does. 77 degrees here in Vegas. Oh, lovely. Oh no, just concentrate on what it is now, Cat. To burn dishes. One said, "What's your greatest fan?" I'm gonna have to think of getting just a little portable air conditioner next year. Oh my goodness, 29 degrees here must be a record. Scotland. Elaine multitasking. I can barely do one task right now. Elaine's just showing off. I just invested in a light ceiling fan for the bedroom and cooling pillows. Oh, cooling pillows. Did not know there was such a thing. Sunshine's so good for the spirit. It's not good for mine. I keep waiting for it to cloud over. Please cloud over. I have the fan yes, I've just got the one fan. It's a big fan, but at the moment it's just throwing warm air at me. I don't get excited anymore because it's my son. But yeah, that's the problem. You lose people. And yeah, it's not the same, is it, sweetie? We more or less treat it like any normal day. I mean, we exchange presents, and I do a roast, but that's about it. Jonathan, hello. Hugs to you too. We couldn't survive here. No, you wouldn't be able to. No, I mean, when I was in Texas, I mean, it was. When I was in San Antonio, I think the heat factor was about 120 or something. And you go outside, yeah, you feel it. You feel it, that heat on your skin. But just so geared up for, with air conditioning in shops and restaurants, etc. And I mean, I haven't got a car. It's a shame I haven't got a car at the minute. Because if I had my car, it'd be expensive. But I could just be sitting in there with the air conditioner on. And I know I don't know how if this is common everywhere, but I know in Texas there were things like drive-through pharmacies and cash. You don't have to get out your bloody car in Texas half the time, so you can protect yourself from it. They forecast storms, but rare we get them. Yeah, it's kind of the same here, to be honest. We get them somewhere in the county, but they don't always hit us. Caroline for a Scot, it's like being in the furnaces of hell. Yeah. It's Hades, as I put earlier. Gonna go outside and enjoy the breeze. That's what it's like today. We've had so many crazy thunderstorms and large hail here where I live. Yeah, I mean, we can have hail. I mean, it's rare, but we can have hail up to July, to be honest, if we have a storm. We haven't had the storms this year, but when I used to do the market, I remember I think it was 2020 actually when we first got back, and it decided to be one of those Julys where it was just monsoon season, torrential rain all the time. And we used to get the occasional bit of hail in those, but we don't get the golf ball size hail here. Touch wood. Here is nice and fresh. Oh, showing off. Very happy for you. Very happy for you. It's not nice and fresh here. 10 minutes walk from the coast, and it's ridiculous. I don't know what it's like at the coast here, Pom, because I mean we're as the crow flies, we're only 3 miles away. But we're kind of at the base of the foothills for the Cheviots. So, certainly not getting any air today. Too cold we moan, too hot we moan in the UK. Yeah, it's traditional. People shouldn't try and take it away from us. Give me the humidity any day, dry heat is way worse. I don't know. I mean, I'm very limited experience of it, but when I was 19, I spent 3 months in Washington DC during the summer, and I couldn't do that again. She said in 2 years' time, planning on going down to the south in all sorts of locations for a month, but no, that was just. I'd hate to be in a city. Yeah, I'm glad I'm still not in London. Concrete jungle all the tarmac in this heat. Give me fields and the beach any day. Yeah, I mean the heat factors in the cities would be horrendous. And really no escape from it. Crow the chat a bit. I think I'm falling behind already. Yeah, I am. Crit Walker, hello. Right, so 9:30 UK. Spaghetti's got his next wrestling bout. Sums 4:30 US East. 6:30 AM Sydney. I think that's right. Oh yeah, we're facing Carla and PNC. Yeah, me and Raven. I'm good either way. I'm good either way. It's 9:12 AM here. Yeah, so that's East Coast, right? The only thing I was really the sinuses. I hadn't thought of it long term, to be honest, Kat. The only thing I would say about the dryness, I didn't get it in Texas actually, but it was a different time of year. But I know when I spent time in Albuquerque, that desert dryness, and so when we go to Las Vegas, I'm a little bit worried about it. But I'll be there with the same friend that was with me in Albuquerque. I just spent the whole time that I was in New Mexico getting electric shocks. I mean, it got to the point she was literally having to open doors for me. I was having to go up and down escalators, not touching the sides. Dawn didn't. My friend didn't, but I was. It was terrible for me. I've got cherryade from the fridge. Ooh. I've got Diet Coke, not from the fridge. 6:13 in Vegas. You were Pacific time in Vegas. And getting the washing off the line. Oh, Sky. I miss Sky. Hello, sweetness. How are you doing? Oh. Oh, I had to work that one out, Phil. He's been a man for 10 months. He's a month old. I better do this because otherwise he'll moan. Just find him.
Ooh, oh my god.
Oh my god. It's trouble. It's Phil, that's par for the course. I always thought the ancient Robin was a dog aside for OAPs. May as well be. Because it ain't haunted. I'd put money on it. A lot of that stuff was made up by the landlord, I think. Blanky, hello. Oh, Blanky, hello. Look at me, stay tuned. I just do a Blanky, hello. Cooling. I've never heard of cooling pillows. I really need to get into the 21st century and a cooling pad. My dog uses them. Oh, bless. You can get cooling blankets too now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to look into this for next year. It's not worth it now, but I'm really going to have to sort something out for next year. For, you know, the 3 weeks we can't cope with the heat. Paul Darling, hello. Got my one window and patio door wide open for now. I don't think cats should be allowed to free roam, but Pixie's pretty good about sticking around, so she's enjoying it too. I've got the curtains shut. And I need it for the doing the channel anyway. I really need to sort out blackout curtains in this. I'm struggling to multitask, not showing off. Oh, it's a long time since I've been able to. I've actually got my fan on today. My fan is never off, actually. Even if it's cold, my fan's on, because I'm so used to the white noise now. It's too quiet without it. So in the winter, I sit with both the fan on and the heater. I'm so glad that 90% of houses, shops and houses have AC these days. They don't here. It's very rare here for houses to have AC. Beardo mentioned the other day he had AC and I called him posh. The only place I get any form of AC is if I go into Morrison's and at the entrance they have cool air, so sometimes I'll just stand there. Sam Haynes says the trapped nerve is using. Oh, finally! Managed to get out today to enjoy the heat. Oh my goodness! You've got to have aircon in the car though. Oh, so I said I've shown up. Yeah, it's because I can't single task at the minute. I want rain. Me too. Cat, it's always moist here, raining in the winter and sweaty in the summer. Sarah, you sound like you need a kiddie pool out back. Oh, just Just need to be not outside in this. It's a shame you get the lovely weather, but you don't want to be outside in it. I will be outside later because I've got to walk into town. I think eventually the UK haircut con market will boom. I think it'll have to because I think we're getting it more and more these days that even if it's only for a few weeks, uh, it's unbearable this week. It really is because it's not cooling down at night either. I mean, can't afford full aircon, but and it's not worth it for this year. But I am going to look at a portable one for next year. Um, so it's there. I hate humidity, love dry heat. I can actually breathe in dry heat. Humidity keeps all the pollen and dust down to breathe. Yeah, that's a problem I have because it's affecting vertigo as well and hay fever and all that crap. So pile all that onto my COPD. Like being 90. The scenery of New Mexico is stunning. It has rocks. New Mexico is beautiful, and it is on my bucket list for us to go back when we come over. Because it was the same friend that I went to New Mexico with, to Albuquerque, and I would like to hit another location in New Mexico when we come over. I loved it. I'd rather have heat over cold, but I need a fan. I think my problem with heat, especially in the UK, unless I can get myself sorted for next year. Sorry, guys. It gets to a point where you just can't do any more to cool down. Whereas at least when it's cold, you can wrap up, put the heater on. 214 days. Oh, I remember that actually for Vegas. I love cold, love snow. I hate snow. I just stubbed my toe. It's okay though. The door frame's fine. Oh, ouch, ouch. 2-1 for a blankie of any description today. Yeah, that is. That's the trouble. I like having a blanket on when I'm asleep. At the minute, I've only got a sheet, and only that's just for the sake of it. Oh my god, the table tipping at the ancient ramen was so stupid. Ancient ramen. I mean, you guys have heard me rant and rave about locations before. Yeah, find some new ones. There's plenty out there. I'm gonna have a drink of Coke. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna cough all over you. Right. Table tipping, anyway. Table tipping is that was one of the things that the fakers in the Victorian era invented. And they had all sorts of different methods. If you've seen my video, they had all sorts of different methods to fake it. Hands, feet, little hooks underneath their wrists so they could just move the table up. Sandra Peach eating leftover Chinese. Oh, Chinese sounds good. It's a blanket that has gel in that stays cool always. You can put it in the fridge and make it even cooler. That sounds similar to I have. It's the opposite, but I have hand warmers that have gel in. When I used to do the market because of the arthritis, and you kind of break them, and you get nice hot heat pads for a few minutes just to warm your hands up. That sounds similar, but in this case to keep cool. It was so hot what Tuesday I watched videos live in my Lee pants. No, oh. Royalty in the chat. Hello, Kenny. How we doing? I'm halfway through your live from last night. Because I was asleep. I started watching it. Talking about the collaborations. It's a big topic at the minute. It's driving me nuts. Even though I took part in it. It's cold here in Perth, so the Brussels sprouts are coming along nice. I like Brussels sprouts. Um, I can crow the chat now. Don't know how long Kenny's been in actually. How far behind am I? Oh, I'm not too bad. Saw your post on the 6 hours. It's not my video isn't 6 hours. What it is I put it in my community post. I wasn't going to do a video on it because especially if you're new to the community, you'll be unaware of the collaboration between Side Eye Guy, Joe Vitale, Dawson Toller, Nightmare Nation, and Weeping Willow Paranormal. And it was basically what happened. If you don't know the history, is Seg did a video on Dawson, the Dawson we now know and love. So this isn't a surprise, but he was unknown then to the community. Hit back and forth between him and Seg. They made friends. They went on a collaboration together. Different places, but part of the collaboration was, actually I don't know if Dawson was at the Conjuring House, but they did Bushy Mountain somewhere else. My video, what the 6 hour bit is that while they were in the Conjuring House location, Crow did a 6 hour live stream. So that video that I've put in my community post, it's still on my channel, but it was from over a year ago, is basically a rundown of how it all happened, how Seg and Dawson decided to collaborate, bring Joe Vitale in. It's lovely actually, the reactions of them all meeting up for the first time. Crow's live, and then sort of some of the investigation bits as well. It was a really special time actually, and it's why I got stroppy with I mean, it's not just that collaboration. I mean, there's been all sorts of people working together. Kenny's been out with loads of teams. Beardo has been going out with teams, even though he was already investigating. He's about 2 years ago. Beardo started going out with people. Seg's been out with a lot of people. It's not. It was the fact that it was being treated as something that never happened before. That's what got to me, which is the shorter way of saying it. But get those steps in. Right. Just crowing the chat a little bit. Hang on. There used to be some shenanigans during those Victorian sessions too, and not of the fake. Yeah, all sorts went on actually in those. As you guys already know, I'm about to cover Harry Houdini in terms, and look at his book. Go look at his book because it chronicles some of his experiences. But yeah, there were magicians like Houdini and oh, my mind's gone, Barnum, and others since then. It's continued. James Randi, that they recognised the techniques that a lot of these were using, and yeah, also they got up to all sorts of these Victorian seances. Making pancakes. Oh, you sent some over. That would be awesome. Put this towards a cool pillow. Thank you, Sandra. Will do. Cold Brussels. What is it with you and cold, Debbie? Cold bacon bits. No, it would have to be hot. Travelled on a train yesterday. Oh no! Oh, they're one of the worst things to be on if it's if the cool air's not working, especially if it's full of people. Ganja Mama, hello, sweetness. Yeah, Debbie's right. UK homes are built to keep the heat in, which is why we don't have AC. They're built for the winter. Seg Dawson, Joe and I met up at the Bel Air house. Yeah. I don't even know whether just to do a video that just looks at some of those key collaborations over the past. I mean, when did they do the Conjuring House? They did. It was March, wasn't it? And since then, there's been a lot. And Kenny's been on quite a few. I still remember Kenny handcuffed in the basement, and I'm not lying. So if you haven't seen that one, it's at the Bel Air house. Yeah, I might have a little look at some of these. Make sure people. Colin was a bit sarcastic to bunkers. I was furious. I'll be honest. Is a bit. You could almost feel. I mean, in my opinion, I did say this in my video. In my opinion, it was because I was only covering the opening bit. I wasn't covering the investigations. But in my opinion, there was some. It was almost through gritted teeth talking about debunkers. And I think one of the things I said was basically, if you can't talk like that about debunkers and then expect, it works both ways. The civility works both ways. Mint sauce goes on a lot of things. So I love that whole class. It was something special. And as Kenny's rightly said, it's like there's been others since. Kenny's been involved with several of them. So treating it, it's both Simply Strange and I'm going to be honest, J-Carts, both of them treating the Paranormal Files like it was something new and unprecedented. It wasn't. And credit needs to go to all those people, especially the skeptics. People like Kenny, people like Seg, who are going out on these investigations, and they're being find your words today, Sarah. They're being civil about it, so that works both ways. Kenny, that was the one where Seg was singing "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." That was at the Conjuring House, and he's still singing to ghosts. No wonder he never captures any. I have to see that video. It's sad that people think good debunkers do not ghost hunt, cannot debunk if you never tried to ghost hunt themselves. That drives me mad. I mean, I'm neither a debunker nor an investigator, but I'm not totally an idiot, and I'm getting rattled. I've been rattled for the last 24 hours about some of the things that have been said, which behind the scenes people know. I do tend to keep it down on the channel itself, but it boils down to what I said in the video. If you're going to cover the debunking community, if you're going to be in the debunking community, or if you're going to be talking about the debunking community, understand it. There are debunkers who believe in the paranormal or who want to believe in the paranormal. There are those who are very skeptical. There's it's a long time been a misconception that if somebody's a debunker, they don't believe, or that they're not prepared to. They're just looking for proof, and that's fine. We need a range of beliefs and methods, but yeah. I was this coming up. I thought my rant head's going to go on. Just noticed my membership ran out yesterday. Okay, sweetie. Sprouts are lovely. Chicken gyros. Ooh, love gyros. I love sprouts. You just got to know how to cook them. Just don't, literally just cook them so they're still crunchy. They're yummy. We don't have to believe in the same stuff. We have come to care about each other, not fake. Yeah, Just don't fake it. Whatever your belief is, just don't fake it. It's fairly simple. It boils down to a very simple thing. And investigate properly. And if something happens, try and work out what's happened. And most of the time, you won't be able to. Proof is going to be almost impossible to get. Sega Mask. Yes, was that one? Was that the fella? The Sega masking. That was funny. The handcuffs in the basement experience. Yeah, Kenny gave those ghosts some sass. I don't believe you. I actually don't know what Kenny thinks about this, but I also don't like that. Oh, well, if you don't believe, nothing's gonna happen. I'm a bit sus. I'm not sure. I mean, I do have. I've had my own paranormal experiences, and when I say paranormal experiences, I mean experiences I cannot explain. I don't know what they are. But when I've experienced anything, I haven't been looking for it. It's just happened. I don't know. I kind of see that on one hand, but I think that sometimes gets misinterpreted as if you don't believe nothing's going to happen. I think if you don't believe, or if you're skeptical, you're more likely to look for a logical explanation, or it's the first thing you're going to think of is to look for a logical explanation. Hang on. Crow in the chat again. Kenny, you can sing Handcuffs in the Basement to the tune of Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Nobody needs that earworm sponge. Sprouts must be in my top 5 vegetables. When they're the good ones, especially when I can get by the ones that are still on the stem, I think they're amazing. Kenny, just confirming you're damn good at what you do. That picture was exactly what you said. It was a resident late night at poking out the door. I did have fun stirring up staff. Well done. Oh, this is Kenny debunks something for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, again, I said this in my video, is out of every investigator that's connected with the community, I think Dawson's probably one of the ones that has the strongest beliefs. So calling him skeptic, I think the day after Dawson came into my chat, and might have complained about that a little bit, quite rightly. It's why it's so funny when him and Kenny go at loggerheads, because Dawson's looking for proof. He is looking for proof. He's doing it right, but he does believe. And Kenny's a complete skeptic, so I keep saying it though, Seg can sing. Do not encourage him, Elaine. Although tomorrow encourage him, because he said he's going to be doing a boozy birthday live. I'm still waiting for Bohemian Rhapsody in E minor for a super chat I paid last year. So I'm going to buy some lunch. Stay cool, Pomp. Sprouts aren't just for Christmas. Whenever I can get hold of them, we have them. Sprouts in garlic butter sauce topped with a bit of QP sriracha mayo. Ooh. I tried to watch Colin's video because of Seg, but I couldn't take it. I mean, most of the 2 videos was the investigations. I'm assuming Seg's going to put his own investigation of that, so you can wait till Seg does it. But watch his introduction, because I didn't bother clipping any of the 3 videos I looked at, because I'm having problems with the laptop and it's buffering too much. And actually all 3 of them, the introduction to the Simply Strange one, the introduction to the Debunked Paranormal one, and the introduction to Collins, just watch him introduce it and what he's saying. It's all you need to know. It's uploading, is it? That's good. I think that if you don't believe nothing will happen is an excuse. I mean, I'm a believer, Kenny, and I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. It's I think it's if you believe. I think I've already said it, but I think it's if you believe. Even if you're serious and you want to be thorough, there's a, even if it's subconscious to some people, they're reticent to actually find an explanation for it. I think where the frustration lies, and it probably would be with me as well a little bit, but I don't know, is frustration lies if you've got a skeptic with you, especially a skeptic like yourself, who's so well read and well trained in doing what you do, being able to sort of offer an explanation so quickly, I think is probably what frustrates. But I have seen, might even be in the Bel Air house. Is it Jeff? It's a while since I've watched that video, but somebody was saying, you know, saying that because they've got Kenny Biddle there with them, you know, it kind of it changes the way the investigation. And no, why should it? Why should it? Just do what you normally do. Sprouts cooked in the microwave. I'll have to try that. And that's what. See, I don't like the equipment generally. I heavily promote APRF investigations because they're using different methods to in terms of equipment. But you know, I would love to see people just go out, no REM pods, no fucking music boxes, no spirit apps or DR60 or listening to radio stations, none of it. Just go out there and just, you know, I also have this theory that even if you're serious about your investigation, I used to do. This is going to sound like a strange analogy, but bear with me. I used to do concert photography, just a little bit part time. And I used to, when I was going to a show that I actually wanted to see, I actually found that very quickly learned if to actually only do a certain amount of photography and then put the camera away, because you're not watching the show, you're concentrating on working the equipment, and that has to be the same with ghost investigations, with paranormal investigations. You're distracting yourself with all the equipment instead of concentrating on what's going on around you. I think if you aren't open to believing nothing will happen, as you always dismiss anything that, I think it's, I don't think it's a case of nothing happening. I think it's the explanation of it. Can somebody put Ghost Cat's link in the channel in the chat, please? Thank you, Debbie. Carla is starting a new channel, which we've been encouraging. It's looking at she's literally just starting it, so she's getting it up and running. And I wanted her to do it because she come up with this idea. I didn't want anybody jumping the gun on her. And she's looking at paranormal, non-fiction paranormal books and doing reviews and recommended reading, etc. And I'm really excited about it. So please show some love. Literally all of it. Yeah. What are your opinion on UFOs? Oh, is Kenny still here? Hope not. I love all the paranormal. One of my frustrations with paranormal on YouTube is it's all about going ghost hunting and talking to dead people. There's a lot more to paranormal than that, and I am going to be eventually looking at a little bit more to do with that. I mean, people may or may not be aware. Most people probably are. There's a thing called the Drake equation, which looks at the probability of life in the universe, and that's one of the things that I'll be covering when I start the new series. I am on the side. I am of the belief that there has to be life out there. The size of the universe, that we even just the universe we know about. And like I say, if you look up Drake equation, it kind of explains the logic behind there being more life out there. I am probably more in the minority that I don't dismiss the idea that they're here or they've been here. I am open to that, but like anything paranormal, I want to see the hard evidence, and probably won't. So I am open to it. I'm particularly interested in from the past rather than what's going on now. Um, but I am not a blind believer. Even since I was a kid, I've always been interested in the paranormal of all different types, UFOs to ghosts to everything. But even as a kid, even before I knew what debunking was, I've always wanted an explanation for it. And I do think that over the years, probably not in my lifetime, probably not in any of our lifetimes, there will be explanations for a lot more of this. But let's keep some mystery, eh? I think the world needs mystery. I don't want to. I mean, Kenny the other day was saying, that's why he says never stop learning. And it's funny because I always saw that quote by him as being him telling everybody not to stop learning. And then I can't remember where he was, which live he was on, but he was talking about never stop learning for him as well. Just as he learns something new, there's more out there. And that's what proper research does. You don't suddenly come up with a definitive answer. You then move on to looking for the next thing. I got another flood watch too. Oh no. Hope it's just cautionary. Kenny is amazing. Oh, don't encourage him. Hopefully he's not in the chat here now. So, I mean, Kenny knows this. We've locked heads before. But what this community needs Kenny as a ballast to keep people focused. Kenny knows this. Keeps me focused on my research. Said that to Jeff. The two main things that have happened to me was I've never done an investigation. I've had loads of stuff happen. I'm going out looking for it. I'll say loads, but you know what I mean. I'm 58. I'm old enough to have loads. I'm going to Martyrs and Squash and hopefully get some on the vine. Ooh. Oh, let's say put it up she chooses. I don't want to promote on her page, but look at. No, I am happy for. I see. My mods know which channels get automatic shout outs at the moment, and I want Carla's channel to be promoted while she gets it up and running. Tiptoe over this. No, please don't. I don't need that. Seg has a great voice. Sandra? Really? He needs to audition for The Voice. What, with the mask on? You literally, Ganja Mama, you literally only have to watch the intro to Colin if you don't want to watch the whole thing. You can only talk about 5 minutes. Just watch him introduce the video. Beardo and Seg should have a sing-off. Earworms for everybody! I'm still getting bloody Crow's Paranormasil advert earworm in my head. Yeah, I'm happy to promote Carla's channel. Seggy's birthday tomorrow. I'm not here. It is Boozy birthday stream. That's what he's got in his thumbnail, by the way. Boozy birthday stream. You can be a believer, you can be skeptical, but either way, you need to keep an open mind. That is, thank you, Dion. You've just put it better than I've been trying to put it for months. You have to have an open mind, even as a skeptic. I think that's where Kenny and I don't always agree. You've got to have an open mind. And I do get the need for proof, and I do get the wanting for proof and the scientific proof. I do. But I think you've got to have an open mind either way. Uh, Segi, we're getting a birthday. He's doing a live chat. Yes, 11 a.m. UK. So if you're Vegas, it's going to be middle of night for you, darling, but it's not 8 hours. It's not 3 a.m. for you. 7 p.m. for Oz. Sprouts in the microwave sound like a single man's cheat eat. I actually don't see why you couldn't have sprouts in the microwave, because I literally, when I make sprouts for dinner, they literally get dropped into boiling water for a minute or two, and then they're taken out because I like them crunchy. I don't like the sprouts to go. So I don't see. So I can't really see why putting in the microwave wouldn't work. Hello, Mariah. Look what you said, Sarah. Fake paranormal is stopping the funds and the science to find the truth. Yeah, I mean, I'm an I don't like. I'm a bit of a anti-snob when it comes to academia, but I am an ex-academic, and I know how funding works. And this is why there'll be very few places. Is it the US has no parapsychology courses whatsoever? Don't know if we do as well. And psychology course, they're not going to happen if it's not taken seriously. Because for 99% of courses to be taken seriously, they have to be then taken to research level. Nobody is going to give people money to research the paranormal when you've got, Sam and Colby running around and, all the usual suspects running around making it up. Hold on. If I was here, we know you're here, Sky. I'd say after all the movies and TV shows made, not once did a dead person make a cameo appearance. It would have been on the news. The only time I remember that line was sold was 3 Men and a Baby, and then it was debunked. So, is this Icy Ghost Cats? Yep, you can drop Icy Ghost Cats link again. Ghostly news readers. Every night I have lots of orbs, basketball, regulars to small and feather. Paranormal investigation way back when there was no stupid apps and all that rubbish was, can I say, but yes, you can. I am going to be looking at some of, because I did the history debunking, I did the Victorian era with the fakery and etc. And I've dived down that rabbit hole. I'm starting with Houdini. And looking at some of his methods. I'll be looking at other people too. There was a lot of famous people there's people we don't know less about, but you've got people like Charles Dickens, Barnum. You've got Arthur Conan Doyle, who fell out with Houdini because Arthur Conan Doyle wanted to actually be remembered as a paranormal investigator and not as an author, so it sucks to be him. But you also got people like Nikola Tesla getting involved in doing the debunking. So, and one of the reasons when I was doing the history debunking, instead of just doing the YouTube debunkers right from the off, it would be the last 2 episodes for the YouTube debunkers. But it was because there's a lot of parallels to what went on in the Victorian period and what goes now. It's more complex equipment, but that's how Cody and Satori got into all the trouble, because it was a Fox Sisters, which I think is something that Carla's covering in her book channel, by the way, the Fox Sisters. And they actually, there were 3 sisters, if you don't know the story, and they used a lot of different techniques. But one of them was the toe tapping, and one of the sisters, they eventually ended up falling out, and one of the sisters actually, exposed them and showed people how it was done. Aliens Walk Among Us, Tit is bet one. Yeah, I think Tit is one. I wouldn't go as far as to say Aliens Walk Among Us, by the way. I just think that we shouldn't be closed to the fact that they may have visited at one point, not necessarily now. To be honest with you, the alien thing, a bit like the ghost hunting thing, there's so much technology and apps in the way now. I think that makes it more difficult. And I haven't watched his video, but I saw that Casper Site was doing the Tic Tac video the other day. They're blaming that as a government conspiracy now. But that's the other thing, conspiracy theories. There's so much information that just muddies the waters. There's Carla's channel, book channel. Please, some of you haven't already. She's just getting it going. Please bear with her. Because I love this idea and I think the community needs a book. We can't be the only life there is. No, we can't. The other thing is, my father was a massive science fiction fan. I mean, when I was a kid in the 70s, there were two types of kid in the 70s. You were either allowed to watch Doctor Who or you weren't. And in my house, it was compulsory. What got me into science fiction myself. And he read and read and read and read. Right up until he fell ill in 2020, he devoured science fiction stories. And I'm talking about the real serious literature ones, not any Pulp Fiction or anything. Narratives, so Asimov and all that. And he would say, even in the stories, because he loved his science fiction films and TV, he loved them. But he used to say, when you look at the actual books where the fiction writers were writing, we're too close-minded as to what life would look like, other life would look like. Bacteria on a planet would count as life. There are loads of examples of that. And when I do, I'm going to be looking at Chariots of the Gods. We wanted to do it for a while. It's a bit risky, but I'm going to do it. I'm not doing it as in this is all true. I want to look at the way things are thinking. This thing was written over 50 years ago. So look to see if there's been any developments. There may not have been. But when I said I was more than with aliens, it's more sort of looking at, we have a very long past. And there are some amazing archaeological finds that you just think, well, how did they do that? But at the same time, we have thousands and thousands of years. There's nothing to say that some civilizations did get advanced and just suddenly aren't there anymore. Yeah, I get frustrated, and I know other people who get frustrated as well. And I've seen it time and time again in chat. I saw it in Beardo's chat earlier in the week, by the way. Is you will get people talking about, and I'm a believer in the paranormal. I've had my own experiences. I think if there is the possibility of, I don't like the word ghost, but if there is the possibility of something else, it's not that I don't believe. I'm not skeptical on that one. But you'll get people in the chat that will happily talk about talking to dead people and seeing shadow figures, and I've seen a shadow figure and all that sort of stuff. But then you'll start talking about aliens, and they'll go, "Oh, it's just rubbish. That's just fantasy." It's like, hang on a minute, you're going to believe in one thing, you have to be at least open to believe to the possibility of something else. I'm sorry, but that's the way I think. So I absolutely agree. I agree. They couldn't be more different. And the other thing with that, I'm sorry guys, but the other thing with aliens, and I am a believer in the paranormal, remember, I'm doing a lot of disclaimers here, but the other thing with aliens is there is the possibility of life on other planets. I've heard Kenny agree with that, because of the Drake equation, because of the expanse of space. Even for Kenny, it's not about whether they've been here or not. It's the fact that out there somewhere there is definitely statistically the potential for life on other planets. What Kenny questions is the distance they would need to travel to get here. I've seen a UFO in Ohio. You have a fairy garden, but still people believe in fairies. No one knows everything there is to know. There's much more we don't know than we do. And that's what I was saying about never stop learning. It's like we don't know everything, you know, and what we know now will be nothing compared to what people know in 100 years' time. Got to be open. Just because science can't prove it doesn't mean the paranormal it doesn't exist. This is the way I look at it, Paul. If you think about when the hot air balloon was invented, I can't remember the date, but it's been in the Victorian period. Hot air balloons invented. They didn't invent the hot air balloon and then go, oh, I know what we'll do next. We'll go to the moon. We'll go into space. Science doesn't happen like that. Very occasionally you'll get a massive breakthrough, but science doesn't happen like that. It works in stages. And we are very much in the hot air balloon time in terms of the paranormal research. Because, I mean, I'm not clever enough to understand it properly. I need a book for dummies. But for things like, if you talk to quantum physicists, they will talk about the possibilities of different dimensions, etc. I mean, it's all theoretical. But we don't know what's going to be discovered in 100 years' time, 200 years' time. I get people wanting to wait for proof, but what somebody said earlier, got to be open about the possibilities. I've lived by that statement. When I quit learning, it is time to go onwards. Yeah. Never stop learning. Kenny wants to educate and be educated. He's not going to pretend he already. No, it was. It's very interesting. I wish I could remember where he said that. It will have been on a live. Yeah, this idea that, you know, because I'd always seen that never stop learning as him sort of preaching to everybody not to stop learning, but it was also talking about himself. You know, you discover one thing and then suddenly there's a load more, and that's proper research. I want to see a real ghost. I have seen what would be termed as a full body apparition. I don't know what it was. Mythos has the best voice of the debunkers. Mythos's voice, I've lost my accent, but my original accent is very close to Mythos's because he's from the same region. So, no offense to Mythos. I love Mythos, okay? But he's actually got the voice that probably is one of my least favourites because it's low. Well, it's not this. I don't like it, but it's kind of the accent I hear every day. Sarah, you need to play Seg in the pub singing. Oh, do I have to? Hang on, where is he? There we go.
Don't stop believing.
There you go. That was Debbie's fault. I have had a very few things happen that I can't find an explanation for. Sarah can count on one hand. It started around 20 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I can. I said I've had loads of experiences, but I would say 5 or 6 that I absolutely cannot explain. 2 or 3 of those I could give well, it could be this. But there are 3 that I have tried and tried and tried, and I 100% can't explain it. Cree, I'm pleased you've come in here, actually. Like I told Kenny last night, skeptics are needed to make us work harder and answer more questions. The thing is, there are times that there aren't any answers other than the beyond. Exactly. We don't have all the answers yet. Cree, in my comments under my no one above being... I can't remember what my video was called. About no one's above being scrutinised. Cree said something that really hit home on that, and I'm actually thinking of including it in the video because I think it's something I've experienced myself as well. And she was talking about because one of the things I mentioned in that video is Paul debunked paranormal last week, was trying to explain, not debunk or not call anybody fake, he was trying to explain the Ouija Brothers I Love You video. And a few people piled in there to say, oh, yeah, the Ouija Brothers are real. How dare you question the Ouija Brothers? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not blaming the Ouija Brothers for this. They weren't there. But yeah, there were people. And what I love what Cree said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it is in her comment is in it's the end of the first part. She did a long comment. The end of her first paragraph, she says this, and it's something to the effect of the question being, are people getting so upset because they do not believe that that their favourite channel is fake, or are they getting upset because they don't want to believe their favourite channel is fake? And I think that's a really important point. People get defensive because then I'm not saying they believe they're going to get debunked, but that outside possibility for any channel, doesn't matter which channel it is. It does not matter which channel it is. I don't need the Ouija Brothers on my back, but it doesn't matter which channel it is. That possible. I've been through it a couple of times with channels I've watched where I've kind of known that there was something not right, and I knew eventually I would have to just leave it alone. You go back 2 years, maybe more, to when Beardo was just reacting to a Mindseed video. You could see the upset in his face when he realised that they'd used a mask they'd faked it. And that's the fear, it's I think Cree had a superb point there. Crow Daddy's got the best voice. Oh, don't encourage him. Crow does have a good voice. That's a good point as well, Elaine. Skeptics have an open mind, cynics have closed ones. Yeah, you start being cynical about it, that's a closed mind. You've got to be open to it. Sisters of Mercy, I have an open mind to being skeptical. Sounds counterintuitive. Yes, it is important. Having an open mind is important. Even if something sounds ridiculous to you, even if somebody's putting forward a theory, bear this in mind when I do Chariots of God, right? Even when people are talking about stuff that sounds outlandish, it's not about whether things sound outlandish or not. It's how they're actually spoken about. You've got to have an open mind. Poor Crow's another sick kitty. Yeah, he does. Crow does have the best voice. The problem with scientific proof is that it requires a lot more than the average person can do, and really are spirits scientific? I'm not quite sure we have that capability. Kind of agree with that. I also think that the problem that science has got, and it's not science's fault, I think just the way it works, just the same way as everybody's got a problem. It's a bit like all the arguments about, do we use apps, or do we use REM pods, or cat balls, or bloody dowsing rods, Nobody knows. Nobody yet even knows the right technique for looking, whether it's a ghost investigator going out and seeing if they can capture something on camera, or whether it's a scientist trying to use scientific methods to do it. Nobody knows what the right way of doing it is. It's still all very much trial and error. 3 a.m. is my normal time to be wide awake. That's my really struggle to be awake time, but I tend to get up between 4 and 5 in the morning. Sam Hain's back. He's back. I sure would love Kenny to see my first video. As I mentioned him, I have to try and figure out how to put channels on my YouTube description. Kenny Biddle. I'm not great at videos, but trying. I'll go through that with you, Carla. You just need to tag people in it. Open Minds it is a good name for paranormal team, actually. Certainly is. Look at us, girls. Yeah. Don't encourage him. Come on, we have to deal with him. Kieran O'Keefe had to go to the US to study parapsychology back in the day. There were no courses here. Yeah. Don't know if there are in the States now. Actually, I need to check that before, because my next history of debunking episode is on parapsychology. So Sarah Buster, yes, I see you. I think those films were stopped long before fake. They were. I mean, it's been difficult for a while, but the more fake paranormal out there, the less likely it's going to come back. And the trouble with online courses, and I'm not dissing online courses, because some, you can get some credible ones, but the trouble is, how can you tell? And a lot of online courses are so expensive. I actually, when I came home, I actually just fancied doing another degree just for the shits and giggles. I want to do an ancient history degree. Looked at the Open University, and my God, I'd need to be rich to do it. And we fight Newman. Oh no! Oh, you're right, Cree. H.G. Wells was involved. Yes, H.G. Wells is another one I'll be looking at. H.G. Wells, and to a certain extent Jules Verne. There's a lot of stuff they came up with. H.G. Wells has some astounding future philosophies, if you like, in his books. Obviously, he's got The Shape of Things to Come, but he did one called A Modern Utopia, which I absolutely adore. Very forward thinkers. I'll say this: scientific garages aren't really helping advance the science of the paranormal. But scientific. I just want people to go in. I'm trying to think what the word is. Kind of at zero, and just see what happens. We need to get the anomalies before we wonder what they are. I'd just like to see the equipment go bye-bye, personally. Absolutely like to see the equipment go bye-bye. I mean, I've never been on an investigation. I've never used an app or a spirit box or DR60 or a radio or any of that rubbish. I'm sorry, but in my opinion. And I do know people that I respect that do still use them, and they'll use them a certain way, and they're very responsible about using them. But I mean, I call my big experiences. I've seen what could be considered a full body apparition. I've seen a shadow figure, what could be considered a shadow figure. But most of my experiences have been audio. And I've heard it with my own ears. Whether there's a natural explanation or, paranormal explanation, I've heard it with my own ears. So I think the equipment gets in between the investigation and the investigator. I found it odd that Colin was suddenly trying to debunk things in his latest vid. Best way to look at it when something like that happens, look at the difference between behaviour in what they normally do and what they do in the collaboration. History of the Paranormal, I'll be putting out. It's fantastic. Fox Sisters, yeah. There is an enormous amount out there on the history of the paranormal, and I found some. I'm not reviewing books, by the way. I'm not taking away from Carla, but I will be using Might be something Carla could look on actually. Is I will be using. Harry Houdini wrote a book called Magician Among the Spirits. That's off the top of my head. Where he basically wrote about him going out debunking seances. And Barnum wrote one, whose the name I can't. Actually, he wrote a couple of books, but he wrote one about his debunking experiences. And the reason I'm mentioning those is in both cases, just found them online. You can just download a PDF. You don't necessarily have to be getting the money together for them. Or they're on Kindle for next to nothing. So I'm old and tired. I think it's because my COPD, it doesn't want to go away as fast. It's this weather doesn't help, Craig. I don't know if you can hear me coughing. You can hear that hollowness. I really should go to the doctors for some steroids, but this blooming humidity is just. Oh yeah, Sky's got a portfolio of her sock puppets in the Discord. In my Native American culture and beliefs, everything has a spirit, from the trees to the sky above. If spirits exist, they would even bury horses of the dead so they could ride. Yeah, I actually I spent a lot of my early years, sort of childhood and teen, etc., reading up on Native American history. And it's something I would actually like to cover, but I don't feel as though it's my place to actually cover it. I do follow a couple of channels that do cover it, but a lot of it actually is far more in line to what I tend to think. So maybe sort of recommend some. I've got some good books on that. Maybe I'll recommend some. Maybe I'll give some book names to Carla. If we are the only life that exists, we bloody do have a problem. If we're the only life that exists, there won't be any life left at all at some point. Sandra, at some point, it's Sky to kick him at some point. I'll help you, Sky. Crow is looking to put a little slideshow of Sky's sock puppets on one of his lives. They have found single cell organisms on muted something. Yeah, that's what I mean. Life can be classified as bacteria. We're too hung up on life being looking like us, you know. I mean, on Earth, we all started out as bacteria, so. Yeah, it's the focus on the planet, and rather than looking at, into the ether for answers. Sandra, what about Children of the Crow? Yeah, you can put it on there, Sky. Sandra is in Children of the Crow. Dawn, good morning. I've been prioritizing my sleep, so I slept in. I'm late. Hello, howdy. I slept in this morning. I get up till 10. That's like middle of the day for me. I hope you're okay, Dawn. Yes, I'm on the Facebook group. Yes, she is. She came in. She came in swinging. Fit right in. Just because something seems impossible to modern people doesn't mean it couldn't have been. Yes, thank you. Ancient people are an entirely different outlook at solving problems. I love looking at those old structures. I mean, I don't want to get hung up when I do the series on, who built the pyramids. There's so much more out there that can be discussed. Ancient people were a lot cleverer than we give them credit for. Exactly, Elaine. And they weren't fixated on how quickly they could get things done. They literally took decades to build some things. Yeah. Yeah, we have to start thinking in terms of how long some of these civilizations were around, even if they died out. I mean, if you think about from the Victorian period and all the invention and automation that happened in the Victorian period to where we are now, that's only 200 years, guys. 200 years. Some of these ancient civilizations were around for thousands. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's whether trying to determine whether it's something otherworldly or whether it's just that there's techniques that have been lost. Um uh Kat, I live by. I'm more willing to listen to others and respect their beliefs. I just ask that people respect mine too. That's all we need. And there's a little bit of chaos in the community at the minute where that's not happening. What I love is that you come into chats like mine, and not just my chat, but you come into some chats and it's okay. People are fine having different opinions. They're not doesn't start resorting to name calling or trolling. Yeah, UFO doesn't mean alien; it means unidentified. And the other thing, because I actually don't like it, was it UAP? You're unidentified air. What is it? What's UAP stand for? They've changed it from UFO, haven't they? But it's a bit like paranormal. Paranormal means that science hasn't proved it. Doesn't mean it's ghosts talking to you. It might, but might not. Carla, hello, sweetie. How we doing? Carla, I'm so jealous. Carla is going for Halloween. Salem? Have I got that right, Carla? I think I saw a Facebook post. Love to do that. Apologies, sir. I'm heading off, driving around to the lock, see if it's cooler. Oh, I've got to get back up to Scotland. Still want to do that trip to Abermore. Maybe not going to America for 2 years. Maybe next year, just try a trip to Abermore and get to Loch Ness from there. I love Loch Ness. As much as I've been seen with humans and what I've been through, I always say anything is possible. Thank you. Nothing is shocking to me anymore. I could be pumping gas and Bigfoot was fine. I'm just thinking, well, oh yeah, you're real. Hey guy, either. James, hello, sweetness. I think we're looking at the paranormal in almost a medieval way, but adding science crudely. Yeah, I think that I think this is where we need to. This is why I also whittled on about research in my vlog. We need to get the paranormal to a stage where it can be looked at. There is more funding to look at properly. I mean, obviously, you've got the CFI and you've got other organisations that are already there. CFI is Centre for Inquiry that Kenny works for. And that's great, and more organisations like that. But it would be nice to see more funding go into it. But it's got to be taken seriously. And at the moment, I'm just seeing too much chaos. I think it is too crude at the moment, and in my opinion, one of the reasons I think it's too crude is there's too much assumption going in by some people, not by everybody. Some people do it right. But yeah. Sweet Goth, hello. You are somebody that I may have to contact at some point, because I too have a interest in cults, and if I trip over anything in my research, I'll let you know. That's because we've heard about this stuff, so nothing much will shock us in the same way now. No. Have we hit a brick wall though, where there are no way to move forward and keep learning about the paranormal? I thought that for a while, but can somebody put APRF's link in? And I'm not seeing APRF for the answer to everything, but it was one of the reasons we're shouting at APRF paranormal so much is they're trying different techniques. We've got stuck in a rinse and repeat mode at the moment, and some people do try different things. I know some people are talking about trying. I don't want to give anything away if it's not public, but I know some people are starting to talk about different methods. But I do think there's a way to move forward, but I think it requires an adjustment in thinking a lot. I think. Kat says absolutely agree. I'm Christian but I've added many other beliefs like reincarnation over the years, and I'm not going to let a fellow Christian tell me that's wrong. I think we're looking at the paranormal in a living way and not remembering these spirits are no longer living. So the rules, we don't know what the rules are. That's the problem. We're trying to. It's a bit like the analogy I gave earlier. We're trying to. We've made our hot air balloon and we've decided to go into space next. I think we need to be more patient. Baby steps. Dawn says, I've been investigating for 20 years on and off, and unless I missed it, I've not seen full body apparitions. I've seen what I thought was, but to this day, I mean, it was about 10 years ago, and I'm still trying to debunk it, Dawn. Still trying to debunk it. And I am happy for somebody to give me an explanation, because it was always the one thing, as much as I believe in the paranormal, I was skeptical of. But I have seen a shadow. I don't question the shadow figure, by the way. Tell me why. Thank you for the earworm, James. Always a pleasure. Full-blown Christian apparition, the Holy Grail, but people will still call it. Well, that's the other thing with all the fakery. And if you get one of your real paranormal teams going out and capturing something potential, even if you don't know what it is, people automatically call fake. It's the fakery. The debunking community tries to tackle the fakery to stop people being conned and misled, and putting money into channels that aren't being honest. But it's also not helping the paranormal as a whole. I'm going for my blog again, but it's also not helping the paranormal as a whole, because it needs to be taken more seriously to get the funding for us to be able to move forward with it. In a way, I hope we never get proof, because as a skeptical believer, it's this research for proof I enjoy. So once proof is to be found, I think it would kill the want to continue. Yeah, I've always said, I think we should always have some mystery. I think we keep going as a species on mystery, on searching for answers, and I never want everything to be explained. We are a culture, we are a species that has, since ancient times, has kept going on wondering what's going bump in the night, and I don't think everything would be explained anyway. There will always be something. It may even be the more that's found out and the more that's proven, the more questions arise anyway. That tends to be how research works. And it's one of the things with Never Stop Learning that Kenny says, he'll find one thing out and then all of a sudden there's a whole new rabbit hole to go down. Dawn having coffee. I haven't had another coffee yet, actually. I'll have to have an intermission and put the kettle on. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced that my paranormal experience was simply a hallucination. The one I question is the full body apparition, but I think that's because I've always questioned that. I've never disbelieved somebody who says they've seen one. I just question whether it was a trick of the mind. But other stuff, that's the same principle. The lady in the, I'm a bit rusty on the story, but the lady in the bay window, it's a fascinating story. I know Beardo's covered it. I think it goes on Trent that have investigated it, and I think Monkey Boys covered it. Oh, sorry, Justin. So, it's an interesting one, that, because of, and there are a few domestic cases that I don't want to name them because I know people who are currently focusing in on them, but there are a few domestic cases that are really intriguing and are very hard to disprove. Debbie, I haven't done any planking today. The only way I enjoy coffee is pouring it down the sink. Coffee. Oh, no, I want coffee. If we prove anything, what exactly? Stories around the campfire, even if it's silly stuff like urban legends, I mean, when you think about it, how technological we are now, 200 years on for the Victorian period, even with technology, these things are perpetuated. Creepypastas, urban legends. I buy the Fortean Times magazine, which is a paranormal magazine here in the UK, and there was a couple of months ago they had an article on Moloch, whether there was a demon in ChatGPT, which I thought, oh, I remember a Buffy episode that covered that. First season. To some people, the whole idea, I was skeptical of their channel as a threat to their faith. I think that's the other thing that needs to be thought about is it is a kind of faith, because it's not being proven. That's what faith is. It's a belief in something that hasn't been proven, not in the traditional sense. And you can't threaten faith. Last night at Kenny's live, something hit home with me. Channels using, we didn't say that was paranormal. Wouldn't question my question. Are they using that to get out of being called? Oh, I think that's a common technique. Great. You see it with the less legit channels all the time. It's almost like we use, in my opinion, all the time not to get into trouble. Although when we did a live with Phil and Crow a couple of weeks ago, and Mark the Sarcastic Law Student was in, apparently that doesn't get us out of trouble. A bit concerning. But yeah, the number of times, well, we're not saying it's paranormal, when they're actually inferring that it is, and they're not even going out to debunk it. Oh, we don't know what that was. Not that we're saying it's paranormal. Yeah, but you're basically insinuating to your audience that you've captured something. Yes, tastes do change. Mine have. Feeling part of an online group can be powerful. I think the super fans get upset because it challenges them and their on their social group. Oh, 100%, Giselle. Hey, sweetie. And I'm a nerd. I am fangirl, and I don't like it when people question what I'm really into. I get it. I do get it. And again, I did say in the vlog that I watch a load of channels because of what I do on this channel. But my favourite channels, I'd be up in arms if somebody, started, questioning Crow or whatever. But it's not about the way. It's not about somebody being questioned. It's the way that it's done. He wasn't calling out the Ouija brothers' fate. He was trying to resolve. It's all he was trying to do. And bless his heart, he was being really nice about it. He was being very matter of fact about it. And it's been, like I say, it's been covered by Beardo. I think Mr. Gray's looked at it. But it was this defensiveness. Oh no! How can you insinuate the Ouija brothers effect. They weren't insinuating. He wasn't saying that. He's saying, I want to try and explain this. Ouija brothers are trying to explain it. How many times have I gone on to a live where they are laughing at the idea of elemental or skinwalker? In my belief, these do exist, and they are not demons. They are called to protect. That's the problem, Cree. Though it's a bit like people who sort of scoff at aliens or whatever. If you're going to be open to one, even if you're skeptical, you've got to be open to everything. And yet, some things are harder to be open to than others. I will admit that. There's some things I'm really skeptical about, and I'm a believer in the paranormal. But you've got to respect people's beliefs. There was one time, yes, I've seen that PQ video, and they debunked it. They were disappointed. But they did. But that's the difference, Pinky. They debunked it. I see. I think that's IC Ghost Cuts. I can see what you've done, sweetie. Listen to the comedy podcast, Bob and Tom, for years. I think Joe and Crow and guests like Seg should have a podcast channel. Dawn, all they'd do is I suppose that would actually make entertaining. They would just sit there arguing the whole time. I know Seg does when he's on with Crow. It would be funny though. In my experience, things happen when you're not actually looking for them. It happens when you least expect it. Yeah, that's why people like Joe and Dawn and everybody else are having to go out time and time again for more than a couple of hours, sometimes for days, to the same location, because, you're not walking into a property and suddenly, ooh, demon. It's bad, Cat, and again, I think people need to remember when they're covering things like I can't find the video on their channel. I think they've taken it down, but I remember Ghost Theory doing a video about. I wish I'd have covered it when I was going to, actually, because I can't find the video anymore. But they did a video which the actual title was "We Went to the UK's Skinwalker Forest." I thought, come on. Yeah, belief systems are belief systems. Stuff typically happens when you're not recording, yeah. Audio overlays are particularly tricky. My intuition tells me the I Love You EVP is an overlay, but there's no way I can know for sure. I lack the expertise. To be honest, to me, of what I've seen so far, if anybody has the expertise, it's Debunked Paranormal. He's got wicked skills, technically. OEM sound. I have nothing to go on but that gut feeling. Yeah, I tell you who, and this isn't me being partisan. I actually genuinely believe this. Is the ears in the community, the expert ears in the community as a debunker is Crow. He's caught audio stuff that I'm like. There was one he did last year where I can't remember which investigation it was, but he was debunking one investigation last year, and he actually realised that the voice coming through the EVP was the same voice that one of the people in the room had. They just overlaid it. It was the exact same voice. Wells was surprisingly accurate. Wells had a lot of intuition on that. Totally segging the chat. I'm not segging the chat, am I? Hold on. Oh my god, I'm half an hour behind. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. Hang on. I'm crowing the chat now. I can't be segging the. Thank God Seg hasn't come in. Having a recording device is important, yeah. But you I suppose it depends. You have it on your camera instead of having to faff about with it all the time and distract you. I am sorry, guys. This is because I'm waffling. Now I've seen Debbie mention white chocolate. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to scroll down. Otherwise, I'm never going to end this live. Bye, James, if you're still here. Actually, if you think what the Romans achieved when they had an empire, what they built, what they invented, you know, that's a classic example of an ancient civilization doing amazing things. I do have a question that no one will answer. If a REM pod will go off and you have 3 or more and there's only one going off, how is it fake? Not seeing something different. Were you talking about if they're all in the same position or if they're in different places in the room? Because that, to me, that would make a difference. But I'm not a technical expert, by the way. Unidentified area. That's that far behind it. Area for all summer. Yeah. Whoever built the Sphinx, can they come and patch up my patio? Sphinx needs repairing. I'm not going anywhere. It's a sponge. Good. Exactly, Cree. Doesn't, if you're going to use equipment, and this is where the good teams work, they use it responsibly. Well, SLS has been completely debunked, and DR60 didn't work in the first place. You know, I looked the other day, and there was a DR60 on eBay for $3,000. I'm always up for good because it is something I'm interested in. I do have 1 or 2 channels that I watch, but if anything came up that crossed over with the paranormal, there's too much of giving the ghosts the benefit of the doubt and pretending they are there even though they might not. But yeah, exactly. Go in ground zero. Look at the phenomena first and then decide what it is. Sponge is a shenanigan enthusiast. Thank you for the APRF link. So, oh no, I'm still behind. Mike O in the house, or he was. APRF are amazing. Cree says, I have seen a full body apparition. I don't talk about it. It didn't scare me. No, my mind wasn't playing. Yeah. I wasn't scared when I didn't know what it was. I mean, it's part of a video. I'll be explaining it, but show a debunk of the raw file. Yeah, there's plenty of expertise in this community for people to check, or at least try and give an opinion. Sheila, I'm really behind the chat, Sheila. So you've probably been right. I've interacted with an apparition that did not look as an apparition. It was 10 years. I was 10 years old. Sarah has my story. Yeah, I've got the stories. I'm putting together the first Believe in Me journal as we speak. In a dream. I think it does. One of my stories is in a dream. And it sounds stupid, but I know. I just know. It was actually my dad. The bay window strange one keeps you thinking. Yeah, it is. It is. And I can think of other examples, but I don't want to say them out loud. Mike O's been an ember for 10 months. You treasure. 10 months, goodness me. I know it's Mike O. Thank you, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm as you can see, I'm way behind. I couldn't tell by the avatar who it was. Where's Jamie? There we go. Oh my god! You treasure. I need to IV of Sarah's. I know. I need a coffee. Actually, I'm gonna chat GPT demons. We got AI cults. They don't need demons mixed in. Yeah, it was an article in 14 Times. Moloch, and the reason that when they said, oh, the demon's called Moloch, I thought that's an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm like, oh, you gave one to Monkey Boy. Oh no! You'll see the stuff I'm doing about included in the videos. No. Guys, I'm just going to crow the chat a bit. I'm sorry if I've missed anything. I'm loving the way that you're all interacting with this. I'm okay if during the investigation they say we're not saying this is paranormal, but it's interesting, but not to say insinuate it. Yeah. It's something they hide behind something. I mean, people's trust in one another is a form of faith, because one person questions a person's honesty, then that just becomes infective, which is kind of what's happened with the paranormal. So that's what I'm saying. One thing about virtually every place we've been is outside noise and voices can be heard a lot, and I think, and too many think it's a voice they captured that's paranormal, and it's not. Yeah. One of the ways I'd be shit at this, by the way, is I have what's called high frequency hearing loss. So I don't always hear noises in the direction they're actually coming from. It can actually get really weird at times. It's usually high pitched noises, but it can happen with voices as well. I can hear somebody. When I was teaching, it used to drive me mad. I had to get my students to put their hands up, and they were, older students, so I knew where voices were coming from. Because I could hear a voice in front of me, and I'd have to turn around. It was somebody behind me. That would actually be very poor for me for an investigation. Ghost and Trent, Ouija Brothers, real paranormal, no fakery, just the truth and common sense. Yeah, I think the defensiveness comes from people who I agree with Cree. Some of the people just get worried about it. And I honestly don't know about Ghost on Trent. I don't watch Ghost on Trent as much, but I know with the Ouija Brothers, if they've got something they don't understand, they share it out with Beardo, etc., to see if they can get an explanation. Joe always says we aren't seeing anyone out there, but that doesn't mean they aren't. His investigations are one of my favourite because of all the research he puts into. I don't know how you two do the research you do, and I'm a researcher, but the type of research that you do, going through historical records, etc., that's backbreaking. So Dion says people need to respect other people's beliefs. The moment you start pushing your own beliefs onto others, it's crossing a line that I don't put up with. Yeah, that's what I'm not going to actually claim ownership to this. It's something Crow said to me quite a while ago, is investigators or even researchers need to go in. I can't remember how I wish I could remember how he said it, but basically have it as an even playing field. Go in at zero, see what's there, explain what can be explained, and be left with what's left, and then assume it is that. My problem is people will go into a building assuming that if they get a voice, it's somebody who's passed on. You don't know what the voice is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm amazed how debunkers find things. It's amazing because most times I still cannot see what they find. I mean, I've always said I'm not a debunker. I am trained in video analysis, but not in debunking, and I couldn't be a debunker. I don't have the expertise. But what you're looking at with debunkers, one, you're looking at different strengths and expertises, but you're also looking back long term. I mean, Shape and Crow have been around for 6 years. Mr. Grey, about the same. And also different elements that they bring. We have 6 or 7 top debunkers in this community. Each has a different approach, and that's where it works, and that's when it happens properly. I think it would be great if you took an investigator to a location blind, see what they get compared to the alleged history hauntings of said location. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 ways of doing that. Some people like to go in blind. Some people like to, you can go in blind and research the history when you're finished, or Some people like to research the history and see if it's corroborated when they're there. I think that's down to personal preference, to be honest. 14 Times is great reading. It is. I've read it for years. Years and years and years. It's always got interesting articles in it. Research we put in I'm a big part of looking into research. Our recent one, we split up the research, but I probably found the most groundbreaking stuff. That was like huge for us. That helps when there's two of you and people. No, they don't, sweetie. No, they don't. I don't think anybody's above deception. No, neither do I. If having total faith in GOT or TOB gives you comfort, then I don't want to be the one to take that away. Do you know something, guys? I don't like it when any group goes into. It doesn't matter who it's about, who they're supporting. Any group goes in and starts to get shirty in chat. But we've all to one extent or another been there, where you want to maintain the faith in a channel because you enjoy watching them. I've had 2 channels where I've seen, the end in sight for me, and I haven't liked it because I enjoyed watching them. Having such strong faith may be setting yourself up for disappointment. You see, I've always had strong belief, but I've always 100% liked to know if I could find an explanation first. Cold brew with Mexican food. Do not, Ghost Cats. And that would, I would love that right now. I have actually got to the bottom of the chat. Look at me. I have crowed it. I'm sorry. If there's anything you feel I've missed, anything, Sarah didn't mention this, but it didn't answer that question. Just put it in the chat again, because I'm at the bottom of the chat now. So, Chris Williams in the house. I am going to boil the kettle before I do the last little bit of the live. So, hey, Wisdom. And so you can have the music video, so you're not being interrupted by noisy water boiling. Going behind the chat again now. Hang on. I'm working on a Muppets one at the minute. Do you know that video is just the right length of time for me to pour the kettle? Awesome. Right. Chris Williams thinks it's low to before we started. Before that started. People popping in. Good, I'm not too far behind. Alexis. Artemis Greenhow, the first I always said I'd say your full name when I started. First time you came in. We've actually been having serious paranormal discussions today. I've been going for 2 hours. I've been massively behind the chat. I've been making Seg look like a professional chat reader. Kinda. Is Jamie going live? I don't know, Carla. I haven't seen any. I don't know if Pomp knows. I haven't seen any in notifications. But if you're around at 7 o'clock UK time, 2 p.m. US East, Debunk Paranormal is going live, and Spaghetti is live at 9:30 UK time with the next wrestling bout. I forgot to ask Jamie if he was going live. That's my fault. But he normally puts his notification up. Crow in the chat. I think I said hello to Wisdom. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. Lisa, hello. We shared your link out, darling. Been calling you all good stuff. Raven. Your head is killing you. Oh no, the weather. We've got the weather we've got. Stuffing bell peppers. Ooh, stuffed peppers, yummy. Sarah, you got your Earl Grey tea. Sarah's got a coffee. Sarah's got a coffee. Another cup of coffee. Nice intermission, thank you. To wait till you see the Muppets. The commercial makes you want hot dogs, bananas, and need to watch Animal Planet. Okay, so we're just saying hi to everybody. I'm wearing Trick or Treat perfume oil today and smell like candy, making me hungry. Yeah, that'd be painful for me wearing something that made smell the food. Ghost and Trent UK. Oh, I forgot they. Yes, I saw their notification. I think it's hang on, give me a second, guys, because I did see that. Bishton Hall, big place. Have you seen the twins are now every other week and their videos are 2 hours long? I think that's a tactic. I still think that's a tactic when they're doing the really long videos to stop debunkers going through them. He's not going. Oh, is he not well? Yeah, I forgot to message him this morning. So, I think the twins learned something from Elton from overnight. There is money in lives because they all go live now. I watched Elton get over 3K and yeah. Because a lot of those channels never used to go live, or not very often. I'm talking about the big channels, by the way. Not talking about the Real Investigations channel. Posted an hour ago. I was live. Not feeling good. Love your booty. Still stay awesome. Amazing. Oh, he loves everybody's booty. Such a tart. Hope he feels better though. I've got Discord but don't know how to add friends. We can have a look on that. I'll be honest, I'm rarely in mine. Um, oh, by the way, my Facebook page. I don't know if it's gone private yet, but I have set it to private. Takes 3 days. I'm just gonna have a quick look actually. See if it's gone private yet. It's still public. So you want to slip into there. We're actually going to be sort of turning it more into discussion, etc. Rather than just a links page. But we had some problems with spam accounts, so we decided to take it private. But it's not actually gone private yet. So if you want to slip in before you have to apply, you can. They're never in their live chats. No, they won't be. I don't get to see anything cool like that where I'm from. It's most terrible PowerPoint presentations at sales webinars and power trippy folks. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, stops debunkers. They think it stops debunkers looking at them. They're kind of wrong, to be honest. I used to question why the big channels didn't do lives. It was unreal to me, and when they did, and how many people donated, and what they donated. Insane. Their money's still insane. We were talking in the last live. I can't remember the culprits. We were talking in the last live what some people are charging for memberships. It's insane. Thank you, Mike. It's now called. Change the name. The Fantastic Phantom Zone. So, if you're on Facebook, like I say, it's going to go private. Debbie is a treasure helping me with that. Says Mike. Twin Paranormal blocked you. Was it Twin Paranormal that blocked you, Mike, or was it Paranormal Nightmare? I know Mike had a blocking at one point. How dare you disagree with us? They seem to have big heads and think their own viewers aren't going to ask a debunker if something they post is real or not. You know, there are some channels that just ignore the debunkers and the ones that just get on with it. All right, at the end of the day, we know what Sam and Colby are on now, but they must be over 13 million by now. They really shouldn't be that bothered. Okay, back. Joined your Facebook group. Excellent, Chris. I remember that dude who has membership starting at 40. Anton Petrov, that was it. $40 a month for memberships. There was one somebody mentioned that for their top tier was 500. Oh, chili cheese dogs. No, oh, I love chili cheese dogs right now. And no, hot weather does not stop me eating stuff like that. Banned for telling the truth. Oh, absolutely. You can't do that in there. Please. Honestly, I think most channels ignore the debunkers and the... Yes, exactly. They know this community will never buy their merch or donate money. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter how many times you debunk. Not saying that they should be, that they're immune to being debunked. I'll stand by my vlog where nobody's above being scrutinised. But I'm sorry, they would have to do, you're not going to affect Sam and Colby or Twin Paranormal. It's about showing that people debunk. What's he doing to justify that price? Somebody suggested OnlyFans, but I don't know. Oh, actually, one of them. Actually, I can't remember who it was or what the type of channel it was. But somebody said that apparently what they do is for that. They actually fly out and meet up with you. So did you get your slice of pie? No. I want a chili cheese dog. Chili cheese dog. No! You just ruined it. No white chocolate. I've got a no white chocolate emoji on the way as well. That's been made. All these channels just repeat, rinse, and repeat. But honestly, they do not. Yeah. There was a really good vlog by Mr. Gray a couple of months ago where he said the trouble with the fake channels and the real channels doing the same techniques and using the same equipment is it gets very difficult for some people to sort of tell the difference. There are content creators who have $1,000 tiers and they actually visit people in person. Elton from Overnight, he has all of his raw footage on his Patreon. I'm curious if it's true. Yeah, but you haven't got all of it. A lady better be getting naked for that kind of dough. Proving Demons top tier is $100. No comment. I don't know what to say to that. My maps. Lucky turkey, that is more than okay. I'll probably take it to 2.5 hours, and I've got to go into town and hope that, you know, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Hope it's late enough that that's going to calm down. Twin Paranormal Mods called me a hater. Sometimes the mods are worse. On those channels I'm talking about. We're very lucky with mods in this community. In the old days they would be called charlatans, yeah. No, Sandra, I'm sorry, but nope to the white chocolate. Oh, your voice is going. I've been cruising for planking but not got one yet. Cats, ask and you shall receive. Yep. Did you hate on them, Mike? Elaine's got you pegged, Mike. You probably just said it as it was. The mods can get salty. Oh no, Achilles tendonitis, Chris. Oh, painful. Yeah. It ruins a chat when you can't bullshit mods. Good. Hope everything's good for you. You did owe me that plank. I did. She was naughty in Children of the Crow. Which takes some doing, by the way. My go-to thought when Crow was still on Facebook and was still in Children of the Crow lot, my go-to thought when I looked at a post and think, should I have to delete that post, used to be, would Crow post it? I've deleted very few posts. Wanted to delete a few Crows. It's way too heavily on TikTok at that point. Some things I still can't unsee. Sarah, did you know that where I live, the white chocolate bunnies sold out in under a week during Easter? I thought of you when I'd eaten mine. Ooh. I know, that's the irony, Lionheart, isn't it? Way worse behaviour proportionately than this community. Children of the Crow is designed for a bit of naughtiness. If you join Children of the Crow, please be prepared. Sisters loves white chocolate. Don't know how she can eat that poop. No. I wonder if I can find my. I think that's it. Is that it?
Ban Sarah. I am not banning Sarah Crow. You know she's one of my favorites. She's one of my favorites. She's one of my favorites.
The one I was looking for, but this is the one I was looking for.
I don't love white chocolate. It tastes like baby sick.
Debunked by Beardo. There you go. My chat just jumped. Hang on, let me get back to where I was. There we go. Amazing mods up in here. We have some solid mods. We do. Oh, I'm a Beardo minion and proud. Nothing wrong with that. I follow Beardo. He was on about 1,000 subs, just over 1,000 subs when it started. Everybody telling him he'd never hit 10k. He's about to hit 60, I think. Actually, can we put Wayne's? I know he's not in here, but Wayne has started his Crystal Balls channel. So can we share Wayne's link if somebody can have it? Children of the Crow is moist. That's one word for it. Can someone please explain to me the issue with clickbait? I don't understand it. The idea is I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with clickbait either, to be honest, Craig. It's advertising. You know, you're not saying anything. I mean, I'm not talking about the fakers now, but you're not saying it. I sometimes see people piss and moan about clickbait and think, no, you just want your thumbnail to stand out in somebody's feed. I did one a couple of months ago. I can't remember what the thing was called. Let me have a look, because I did a video. No, why am I on Crow's page? Hang on. I want my page, not Crow's. Something about debunkers. And somebody posted it. Somebody posted it in Debunkers Anonymous. Complaining. Where is it? What did I call it? I can't remember what the title of the video was. Hang on. Because this is a classic example. Oh, I posted a video called "Are the Debunkers Out of Control?" That was the title of the video, and I put pictures of 1, 2, 3, 7 different debunkers. And it was because somebody had actually said, I'd used a quote on somebody's channel, I think it was on Simply Strangers comments actually, that somebody had said, oh, the debunkers are out of control. So I was commenting on that thing. Somebody posted it in Debunkers Anonymous and said, oh, I can't believe that Fantastica said something like that. I thought she was for the debunkers. Got their attention though, didn't it? But of course, and somebody did actually go into the comments saying, you didn't watch it, did you? But yeah, your thumbnail is there to attract people. Haters can hate all they want as long as you've just got to be respectful. That's my screen. I used to like white chocolate when I grew up. I didn't even like it as a kid. I think if I had to, if there was nothing else, I'd eat a Milky Bar, but I didn't like it. No, I know what you were saying, Crate, and I agree. You know, and when you think about it, on the type of viewers that they're looking for, that's why the fakers do it. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch them. You know, you're not going to put even our lovely real investigations in the community. Then, unless they do it as a joke, they're not going to put a thumbnail up saying, "Oh, we did this investigation and nothing happened." Yeah, people are really going to click on that, aren't they? Come on. Thank you. There's Wayne's channel. Crystal Balls. Thank you, Raven. Thank you, Debbie. I still can't watch the video. What video? Everybody's always fast. Mayo with Judas. Mr. Mayo. Just don't put it on your hot dogs. It's disgusting. I have tasted white chocolate, did not like it at all, bad aftertaste. Love me some milk chocolate and pretty much all my milk chocolate bars. I love both milk and dark. I love dark chocolate, especially dark ginger. Raven, need to get you a moonstone. Ooh. Well, what, you can have all the white chocolate you want, Debbie. Yeah, there you go. Chris says you can have it all. Yeah, he's been encouraged to. I've been talking to him, and he was encouraged by people to actually start a channel. He's doing it slowly and he's doing it properly. He started it as Crystal. It's Crystal's channel. I love white chocolate. My favourite is dark chocolate. Still can't watch Wayne's. Oh, of course, because of the age restriction. Pam, love all you wonderful people. You're going to into my pocket, so I can listen while I'm getting going. Won't be able to see the chat, but we'll be listening. No problem, sweetie. Everyone does it. Everybody. It's what happens. You think of movies and their trailers. You know, you trying to get somebody to watch the movie. How many trailers have you seen where the movies looked amazing, and then you watch the movie and it's all the good stuff's in the trailer, or half the stuff in the trailer isn't even in the movies if it's been out a while. It's called advertising. Hang on, am I missing somebody? Oh no, it's okay. It's okay, it's all good. Because the lady in the bay window loves milk tray. I need to refresh myself on that actually. Rusty. I had Crow's video show up when he found a Mayo game. Yeah, that was a few months ago. It was crap. He stopped doing it and played something else. White chocolate is too sweet, but can be good to make Oreo bowls, cake bowls, and candy bars with peanut butter. Oh, peanut butter. Oh, I've got a Reese's Pieces thing here. Where is it? Peanut butter cup. I get so mad at false thumbnails. Watch the entire video, nothing in the thumbnails in the bloody video. Do you know what? All I do with thumbnails when it's in my feed is they just catch the attention. I usually watch the video. I can't even what's said in the thumbnail. Oh no, it's too hot in here. My peanut butter cup's melting. You might have safe search on, Raven. Chili mac and cheese. Oh no. That I'd have on a hot dog. Just not mayo. It's wrong. Like white chocolate, wrong. Hope you don't find the heat going into town, Sarah. Keep cool. I'm purposely waiting till the evening to go in. I was sitting out in the garden before the live, and it was hot, but there was a bit of a breeze, so I'm hoping that. I mean, I've got to go in, but oh, watch it on your other account. I love chili dogs, though. Yeah, I'm not going to be on much longer, Sandra. Thanks for being here, sweetie. I caught a ghost on camera. Turns out the cat was flashing. It's sort of clip from upstairs there. Oh, I won't bother till next year, Mike. Not worth it now. We've probably got about 2-3 weeks left of this year. By the middle of August, we'll start getting the dews and the early frosts. I bloody well hope. But it has been bad this week. It has been really bad this week. Hang on. There we go. Cag, hello. Still got to watch your last video. Good to see you. Actually, Cag questioned my me being a mod on Seg's channel. Oh no. Hey, even as a mod, I give him hell, Cag. Doesn't stop me trolling him. I know you were joking. Chili is not. I love chili. It's actually probably my favorite food, to be honest. Good chili. Oh yeah. Can you ban the host? No, but if it's a premiere, you can't time them out, because I nearly did to Crow once. It's accident. Didn't actually do it, but my mouse was playing up, and he almost got timed out. Banana Hammock has to go eat. Bye, Sarah, and bye, everyone. You wonderful peeps. Much love to all. Till next time. No problem. I've just seen somebody come in. Was it Christine? I can't see her now. Christina, hello. I was about to put the host, but no, just for being on the screen. No, can't shut him up. You can just time him out in chat. Wanted you to know that when I watched yours last video, you had me laughing and coughing so hard it scared the hell out of my hubby. Now I know what they mean by die laughing. They're amazing. Somebody put Adelaide Haunted Horizons link in the chat, please. I'm hoping you all subbed, but just in case. Any excuse. Yeah. Did you get a new? It's my trackpad. It's a trackpad on this laptop, and it just. You only need the slightest bit of dust to fall on it, and it just goes berserk. Timed out on accident. Yeah. I didn't time him out. I did say I'd nearly timed him out, though. Fortunately, you found it funny. Sure, Sarah. So I'll wait for Seg's next premiere. Only had one negative comment so far. Oh, there's always one. Seg having his birthday live tomorrow. Yeah, drunken birthday live. Oh, I think, how did he put it? Boozy birthday live. I did ban Mike once. That was an accident. I was aiming for Phil. Phil was being cheeky in chat, so I was trying to time Phil out, but chat moved and I hit Mike instead. I had to unban him. Paula Mark has a new cooking channel for Sunday roast on track. Now I want to roast. There's Adelaide Haunted Horizons. Horizons plural. Don't let Seggy Weggy tell you any different. I can't get sorry about that negative comment, mate. I just watched the Seg video. Need to say more. Was Mike being a hater, Sarah? I see a fact. No, Phil's being the hater. I was aiming for Phil and chat's jumped. I got Mike instead. Yeah, Raven got timed out on Joe's live. If anybody's mean or rude about that video, they need to get a life. You were both amazing, would never purposely offend anyone. Oh, some people need to get a sense of humour. I would imagine expats in Oz. When chat's moving quickly, it's easy to... Yeah, that's basically what happened. That's when Mike got timed out. I've never thought of banning Alison. Ideas, thank you. Yeah, you could... If they're in chat, you can. So say if you've got a premiere. Adelaide Haunted Horizons, never heard of them. That cat's working for SegCag. I've never been banned or timed out from anywhere. I have. I don't know what or why or where. I spent 24 hours not being able to post on YouTube, by the way. I had to switch to my my Uncanny Academy account. I don't know where it happened though. Somebody must have reported me for something. I'm completely innocent. We're in the chat. But I can't mod from a phone. If I'm actually on my phone, for whatever reason, instead of on the laptop, I will actually say to the other mods, I'm on my phone. Phil goes mad at me for it because it means you're not doing anything. I know, but I can't mod on my phone. Joe has Monroe has 3. Hang on, part 3 tonight, 7 or 8 p.m. Is that 7 or 8? Hang on, I'll just have a look because I didn't see a notification from Joe. Just let me have a look, darling. Last time I went into Joe's live, he finished. Took it very personally. Hi guys, we're just finishing, Sarah. I was late. They had been on about 2 hours. I'm trying to find Joe's channel. There we go. Might not be up now yet. Is it premiere? Dawn. Just having a look. Posts. Right, there's nothing up there, but Dawn says it'd be about... I'm assuming that's your time, Dawn. So, Monroe House Part 3, 7 or 8 p.m. So if for example, it's 7 p.m., our time, it's midnight. And that'll be East Coast. So it'd be a midnight UK time. Joe usually puts a pre-notification up though, so keep an eye out for an exact time from him. I'll share out when I see it. Never been timed out, as I'm a good girl. You are a good girl, Kak. Don't let anybody say anything different. Especially the Aussie that pretends to be English. Debunked. I found that it's easy to misclick on the phone while mod. Yeah. I've reported people many times just by touching the damn screen. Yeah. Beardo gave me a band thingy and I don't even remember what I said. I paid Beardo to give Phil a band thingy. Can you ban? Stay tuned. And he did. No problems. No problem, Carla. Yeah, I'll be in Debunk Paranormals live on Spaghettis, and if I find out what time it is, Joe's. Oh, so is this people being oversensitive about... Oh, don't get me started. I'm not going to have the woke discussion. I got warned once as I called someone a biatch 3 years earlier and that person even laughed at it. Oh. Honestly. Crit Walker, bye. There's a streamer who publicly complained I don't watch their lives, but they have me blocked. I've no idea why. Do you know something? I don't know who it was, but This was a while ago. I think it was last year sometime. There was one channel in particular. I don't want to name the channel, and the reason I don't want to name the channel is it's one of two channels. I can't remember which one it was, but one or two people got blocked without being in chats because they were associated with this community. They pre-blocked people. Hey John, how are you? No, I had a look, Raven. I can't see it yet, but I'm sure. What time is it? It's only 4:30 here. It's usually up by the evening when Joe puts his notification up. Crow in the chat. He's going to make a post since I reminded him that it's way down in the feed. Yeah, it's usually 1 o'clock my time that Joe goes live. That's why I'm sometimes not around. Or I'm late getting in. Premiere. If somebody sees a notification from Joe, can you let me know so we can let chat know? Timed out by Paranormal Nightmare and Paranormal Files for asking a question. I actually want to say it was Paranormal Nightmare, that what I was talking about, but it could have been the twins. I think it was Paranormal Nightmare, but don't quote me on that because I actually can't remember. We're going back quite a way. I got banned by Beardo once because I said happy birthday. The funny thing is, I really thought it was his birthday. I just found him that day. That's my first live. Right, so if you've got it listed for midnight, Pomp, is that Joe's? It means it's 7 p.m. US East. I've got a feeling it was, but like I say, don't quote me. No, 1 or 2 people who literally just couldn't even get into chat or comment. And people taking names. No, not worth worrying about. No loss, is it? So, is he updated? Nope. No, well, it's probably safer to think 7 p.m. UK, midnight US East. No, 7 p.m. US East, midnight UK. If you don't see it, it'll be an hour later. Don't see it in the video yet. Let's see. Here's Joe's channel. It's Entity 7 Paranormal. Oh, it's the ethics, isn't it? They don't like their ethics being questioned. Lionheart, no problem. Good to see you, sweetie. Yo, take care. Sarah Connor. That's ironic considering the picture I've got on the chat. On the screen. She didn't realise we're still there. I had a mic drop moment with Paranormal Nightmare. Mic drop. I prefer me Reese's peanut butter cups not melted. A bit icky. Right, guys. She plays on Resident Evil, Sarah Connor actress. Isn't the Sarah Connor actress? Oh, I can't remember her name. I'm going to shut up. Pop's going for a swim. I wish I could go for a swim. I probably wouldn't have the energy, but sounds glorious. Joe just posted it. Good. You keep him on his toes. Let's have a look. Videos. Can't see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. UK, it's midnight. Monroe House with Boo Productions and Biddle. Biddle. So that's midnight UK, so that's 9 a.m. Sydney and 7 p.m. US East. Thanks, son. Cag, that had to hit them in the gonads pretty hard. Mic drop. I don't think she said mic drop on the Paranormal Nightmare. You know, I'd watch that. It's literally just you shouldn't still be timed out, sweetie. It literally updated as I refreshed. So give it another go. Should be there. So I'm guessing that'll be 1 a.m. for you. So yeah, you're gonna have to watch Biddle. The Biddle. Dream Crusher. It was in earlier. It's tough, but the way I see it is our job is to objectively examine video and audio. I don't like getting into the business of judging people's ethics, but it's inevitable. Yeah, that's when it gets messy. I mean, that happens occasionally. Also encourage people to make their own judgments. Exactly. The actress who played Sarah Connor is Linda Hamilton. Now, I was thinking of the TV show, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Wasn't it River from Firefly? Played it for a bit. No, it's definitely there. Definitely. Right, guys, I am going to start wrapping up because I am baking. I'm hoping it's fresher outside because I do need to go into town. So, thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for stay tuned as a month old, as a member of 10 months. Sandra Peachy for the $2 Australian. Mike O as a member of 10 months. And thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships, Mike. You legend. Serenity Rivertown. Yeah, I'm sure she was in. Oh, I got that wrong. Sarah Connor Chronicles. It's not down here. Well, there was a cool breeze in the garden despite the heat, so I'm hoping that cool breeze is still there when I go. Thank you, says. Yeah, I've enjoyed this. I mean, I always enjoy my lives, but it's been nice being able to talk about the paranormal for quite a bit. And I'm sorry I got so behind in the chat, guys. Thank you so much to everybody. Probably see you Monday or Tuesday for afternoon live. Just keep an eye out and keep an eye out for new videos as well. But I'll see you around. Yeah, there's a lot of lives this weekend. So I'll see people in the chat. Toodles.
You are amazing, awesome, you really are a star. Here's some cookie and some pizza for the legend that you are. You cannot have some coffee, Sarah will not share, but she wants you to know she is blessed that you are there. Walla-da-da, 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 oh, wow.